Hello. Someone asked me to indicate what settings I was using before I started a hunt. Well, it's it's really very simple. I turn my machine on, like so. I turn to my headphones, like so. And let's have a look what we've got. We've got a half charge coil there because I haven't done anything with it since I got back from the building site. I start off in number 2, GM power. I like GM power. I search in GM power virtually all the time. I switch if I'm having any problems or I want more ID, then I click this minus button. I come down into basic 1, I come down into basic 2, which is set in 4 kilohertz, as you can see there. That's really good for getting rid of iron. So let's go back to where I was. There. So we start off in GM power. Ground balance, tracking. I use tracking all the time. Here we go. Now, menu, discrimination, 10. You'll notice these are factory settings. And if I click expert, I'm in 4 tones. There we go, 4 tones. Come down to sensitivity, 90. Barely change it. I don't go any higher. GM power picks up tiny little things, and if anything it's oversensitive. Sometimes I come down to 85. But this is how I set off, and this is how I usually carry on. Frequency 17.7. It's very good for pasture, and it'll get down 10-12 inches on little stuff, no problem. It will bring up strange signals sometimes on iron, more like wire, barbed wire. But you get used to those and just look at the numbers and you think, this isn't a signal. So I do get false signals, but I know what they are and I just ignore them. Iron volume 3, right. And it's got reactivity of 1, I work on 1. I got 3 on the silencer. Audio response 5. That means I get as big a signal for a tiny button at 10 inches as I do as if it was at 1 inch. I go deep in the pastures. I'm looking for my lead seals, and some of them are 12 inch down, and I need to hear that beep beep. Okay, what does expert say? I'm on an overload of 1. Right, and we come down to notch, which I don't use. I just don't use it. I work on the numbers. And back to discrimination 10. And that's it, my friend. I start off, I push the button and I start searching on what I've got set up here. I use, let's put it this way, normally I'm in here, GM power. If there's a lot of iron about, I do go to a basic 1, just click this. And sometimes that gives me a better reading. But I'm working pastures. I'm not working ploughed fields, although I've just done where they've scraped off the building site. And stuff is half an inch away. I use basic 2 if I'm in really, really, really badly infected stuff, like round the mill, where I'm working through a junkyard. I go to basic 2 if I get fed up of picking up all sorts of stuff, and it's very selective, and it's got to be a decent thing like a coin or a lead seal, or it just won't give me a signal. So by going into the basic 2, I do lose things, but they're not worth having in my opinion, so there you go. Right. Sometimes I go on to Deus Fast. I click up from GM Power, come on, very nice, to Deus Fast. Deus Fast sounds different. It gets rid of loads of iron. Seems to sharpen the little signals somehow. So if you've got a lot of iron, you do get these very nice signals, but very quiet and very sharp in between the iron. But it sounds different. But I do use it, and it's very... I've picked up some nice stuff next to chunks of iron using the Deus Fast. I've no use for the pitch in what I do, because I'm very selective in what I do. I don't use G Max, although a lot of people do. I don't use Relic because I'm not looking for big stuff deep down, I'm looking for little stuff deep down. Wet beach, I haven't been on a beach with this yet. So I don't use that. Dry beach, I haven't used that either. And there we are, back to basic 2, basic 1, and here we go. That is what I work in GM Power, because I specifically work in pasture looking for Russian lead seals at the moment. I'm on about 500 now. And if you look on my website, and my identification service, if you come across a Russian lead seal, send me a picture either side and I'll tell you what it is. So there you go. I hope that was of use. There's a lot on this Deus that I don't use. I have not upgraded to V3 because I don't need it. V3 is very good for looking for gold, and it's got lots of new features which are very useful to people, but I don't need it, so I haven't upgraded to it. I have a specific use for this Deus, and I can't find a better machine to do what I am specifically looking to do. There you go. It's out there. Go get it. You know it is. And you know you want to. See you later. You take care. And you don't need a Deus. Some things you can get with a pointed stick. And if that's all you can afford, get a pointed stick. See you later. Bye.